level, at the continental level, we need to be united. So our theme is more local, that we talk about unity in diversity, natural resources benefication. We have to add the value to our natural resources, whether in the land or in the sea. Like now we have the oil and gas which are discovered. We have really two. And then you say youth empowerment. Our focus is to empower our young people. And when we talk about empowering the young people, not just to create jobs for them, but to make them, they should be the job creators. So we must just create an environment for them to be more innovative and then to be in charge of their own natural resources. These natural resources are ours. I don't know why some people want to make a debate. They belong to Namibians. But we know we might not have money to invest. But if you don't have the money, it does not mean this thing does not belong to you. You have to take advantage of you having that critical resources and see how you can balance with the one who's bringing in the money.
Africa is making steps. And I'm so happy I'm living these days where I'm seeing African leaders who are yearning for change. I'm very happy I'm living today where an African president, a leader from Africa, can look direct in the eyes of the white, in the eyes of the colonizer, and tell them, you know what, get out of here. I'm so happy a leader from Africa right now can look direct in the eyes of the colonizer and tell him, do not interfere with our country, and tell her or him that we need our reparation as a nation. I'm so happy I'm living in the days where African leaders, they want to eradicate poverty and they're looking for change. Now, we have been talking about Ibrahim Traore for so long, and he has done a lot for African countries and for Burkina Faso. When I say a lot for African countries, I mean he is the one who is pushing even some changes in other countries. Gen Zs of Kenya got motivated from Ibrahim Traore. A lot of African citizens, like from Ghanaian citizens, Nigerian citizens, are getting their motive from Ibrahim Traore. And a number of youths who want to take leaderships are waking up. Now, that's not what we are going to talk today. Today we are going to talk about this one lady, new president in town, new Namibia's president. Her name is Dr. Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah. Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah has taken power just recently, and she has shocked the world. She has shocked the colonizer. She has cooked Donald Trump. She is into change, and she believes in bold stance like Ibrahim Traore. Now, before we dive deep into this video, I want you to listen speeches from Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah. I want you to listen I want you to listen her, and you will notice that she's not here to play. She's here because she means business for Africa. She's here because she means unity for Africa. She means change. Let's watch these clips from of her speech, and then we'll come back again and talk about it.
The friendship between Namibia and Cuba is cemented by blood, real blood. Fidel Castro said it after the situation normalized in this region. They did not even take gold, but they only took the bodies of their people who died. Therefore, comrades, when you see us in whatever situation, when Cuba is being put on blockade by the Americans for more than 60 years now, we will never run away from Cuba. No matter what the American can say, no matter they can, whatever decision they take, we will never, our solidarity, our support with the people of Cuba. Ours is amended by blood. Higher education and innovation will be placed under the Ministry of Education. Sports sports, art, and culture to enhance effective coordination and improvement of our educational system. We have been experiencing that when this hand is planning, the other hand is planning differently. As a result, they have not been talking to one another. So let them be hosted in one office, planned on the same table, so that you will not have UNAM saying, I don't want to take up this one, I can only take up this one, while this one has planned to produce them.
For the next 5 years, we cannot tell our people we commit, and at the end of the day, we are not implementing. And it's you and me, comrades, who are ready to do that. Not just parliamentarians. They should be a source of inspiration. It's just like a stream of water. When it's running from land to the sea, all the nutritions, they come and settle there. And this is how we see our different tribes and our different cultures. And that's why we say we must add the value to our natural resources.
Level, at the continental level, we need to be united. So our theme is more local, that we talk about unity in diversity, natural resources benefication. We have to add the value to our natural resources, whether in the land or in the sea. Like now we have the oil and gas which are discovered. We have really two. And then you say youth empowerment. Our focus is to empower our young people. And when we talk about empowering the young people, not just to create jobs for them, but to make them, they should be the job creators. So we must just create an environment for them to be more innovative and then to be in charge of their own natural resources. These natural resources are ours. I don't know why some people want to make a debate. They belong to Namibians. But we know we might not have a money to invest. But if you don't have the money, it does not mean this thing does not belong to you. You have to take advantage of you having that critical resources and see how you can balance with the one who's bringing in the money. So he cannot do anything if my resource is not there. So this is what should be the attitude in the whole continent if we have to make progress. So natural resources benefication for youth empowerment and sustainable development. Unless really we make use of our resources, we will not bring about prosperity, which will mean sustainable development. So that is really where I'm seeing Africa. Currently, resources are being discovered. I don't even want to believe they are discovered. They knew. They are just now saying it's here because they wanted them. And we should really be strong enough, not just allow them to come and take.
And united.
We must be united. And our young people, they must really be alert. I know that our young people, they are hungry, they are frustrated, they are desperate, they are starting to lose trust in their governments, and that can be very dangerous for them just to be taken out, to be carried away, and by the time they realize they are in forever. So that is really, and that's why I believe on intergenerational. And that's why I believe on engagement between generations so that we can live in harmony and make sure that we sustain our future. So I'm seeing Africa, if we are not united, If we are not doing the same things, what we are saying, we will end up to be back under colonial occupation in a different way. And we have to be careful also with the communication technology, the social media. It can easily
False information,
yes,
manipulation.
Mental manipulation
Yeah.
can be there. It's really, it's so sad. I said I'm not anti technology, but I'm afraid if we did not handle it properly, it can be used to manipulation and then mental colonization, which would then make us to suffer more and forever, because you can't pinpoint that
Yeah.
these are occupying my territory.
Exactly.
Like how it was easy for us
Yeah.
to identify our colonizer. And then the whole world has to come to our support.
If
Africa is changing, and at the center of that transformation stands a woman rewriting the rules of power. President Nandi, Namibia's first female head of state, is not here to play games. She's here to lead.
It's a good thing that we, as a nations, as countries, we are realizing that just as men, women can also hold the position of authority.
Do you feel that there are extra expectations from you, considering that you are a female leader?
Unfortunately, the emphasis now is not on Netumbo the person. The emphasis is on women. But if anything then happen, like what it can happen in any administration under men that we see them, they will also, those who will not talk about Netumbo, but rather says, look at women. So that's to a certain extent is a pressure, but I would want to lead in the way I feel is the best for the Namibian people.
We saw what recently happened in Nigeria. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Adwagan says she's been facing sexual harassment at work. So I wonder what goes through your mind when you hear stories like these, especially in relation to this particular topic.
We are hearing it all over the world, that women are being sexually victimized. You are hearing women being asked sex favor in order maybe to be employed or to be promoted. And of course, it's a very, very difficult issue to deal with, because not all the victims are ready to come out, but we have to fight it. The laws are there, but the laws on themselves, they don't mean anything. It's people that have to implement.
I would like us to talk about some of your country's challenges. Land reform is among them. We know that white people in Namibia continue to own the majority of agricultural land, which means that black people really don't have much of a say. This is troubling, is it not?
Truly, land is a serious problem in this country. We still have some of our white citizens, and more particularly the absent land owners who are occupying the land. We have now a law on the land bill, which was only recently finalized in terms of drafting. And it is my hope and my wish that can help us to speed up the land of the redistribution.
I have no idea you would have seen what happened to South Africa. President Cyril Ramaphosa spoke about land expropriation, and Donald Trump, the president of the United States, became extremely upset.
Yeah, for us, one can be upset, but it will be a concern to me. It will be a concern to the government if something was done outside the Namibian laws. But if we are doing it in accordance to our laws, we will not allow interference.
Youth unemployment remains a challenge. How are you looking to deal with this?
You might be aware that Namibia is a mineral-based economy. And now we are saying value addition, we have to be serious about it so that we can create jobs for our people instead of just always exporting raw material. We have also to create jobs in other sectors like the creative industry. It's a very big industry. You can create jobs. So now our educational institution had to retrain our young people, rescale them, give them new skills so that they can be accommodated in the new industries that are coming up.
I love her speeches. She's bold, she's strong, she means what she's trying to say. And she is a historical leader because she has made history as Namibia's first female president, securing 57% of vote in the past election. It was in 2024 election. And she's so bold. She's so much bold. She has caused a lot of tension across the world with her bold decisions and her bold speech or, stance and everything. And starting from her election, it was not just symbolic. It represents a tectonic shift in Southern African leadership. Southern Africa, like much of the continent, has traditionally been dominated by male leaders, and her rise marks a strong move towards gender based or gender parity. Right now, we are not voting because you are a man or because you are coming from this party. We are voting because of the merits or because what you want for the people. So it's a very, very historical change to have happened in the southern part of Africa. Now, one of her policy that has shocked the world is ending visa-free access for US and Western nationalities or nationals. Now, this was a shocker. We only think it's only Donald Trump can revoke this visa-free. We only think it's only white countries that can revoke visa-free. We only think that we as African leaders or African countries, we don't get the guts to say, you know what, as an American, when you are coming to our country, you need to have visa. As a Germany, when you are coming to our country, you need to have visa. We fear that, but she stood firm and she said this bold decision, and with no doubt, everyone was shocked about it. The world was shocked about it, and making it coming from a lady, a leader who is a first female in Namibia, it was a shocker to everyone. And that's why I was saying Trump got cooked, because Trump has revoked a number of visas for some countries, and put some sanctions and everything. It's not only United States can do these things, but even as African countries, for us to protect our own country, for us to protect our own people, you know what? When you are coming here and you are not African, you are from Western nationals or Western countries, you are from America, what do you need to do? There is no visa free. You need to have your visa entering our country. Now, this policy caught the world off guard, especially the West, and here is why it was a big deal to the Western, okay? For years, African countries gave Western nationals some favorable treatment. By reversing this, she is challenging the post-colonial order. The treatment we have been given the white people, the treatment we have been giving the white countries, the treatment we have been giving the Western countries, we are all the same. We are giving you good treatment and you are giving us bad treatment. So let's us be equal, all of us. Let's be equal, all of us. We mean business. You asking for my visa, I ask for your visa. That's how she has decided. This caught these Western countries off guard. Now, she said this: if Namibians need visas to enter your country, you will need them to enter ours. It's about equal dignity on the global stage. It's about equality. If you are asking me a visa to enter your country, then you must provide a visa while entering my country. A win-win or a lose-lose situation is not about one winning and other one is losing. For a number of times or decades of years, the Western countries have been the one winning alone. Even in the resource management, acquiring resources, everything, minerals, they have been the one who have been winning, buying our resources in cheaper prices and reselling back to us at higher prices. A win-lose situation. They win, we lose. But Namibian President Netumbo saying that if we need visa to enter your country, then you need visa to enter my country. And that's what each and every African countries need to do. And this is just another Ibrahim Traore. This is just another president who is working as Ibrahim Traore. And I hope Black Americans and Caribbeans too, you love this, because you for a long time have been looking for a country where the leader is so bold, the leader makes decision for the country, not a country that is being an influence. Because when you come out of America and you want to settle here in Kenya, you will not feel secure, because those people who are running the system in USA are the same people maybe who are running the system here in Uganda, Kenya, or in Ghana. So you want a country that is not influenced by the Western powers. That's all you have been looking for as a Black American or African in diaspora. And here you go to one Netumbo, Doctor, the president of Namibia. We have someone like Goita. We have someone like Ibrahim Traore. We have a lot of people and a lot of leaders who are not for the West. Now, Namibia joins Burkina Faso and Mali in rethinking their relationship with Western powers. That's our call. For so long, that's what we have been wanting as Pan-Africans. We don't want Western interference in our countries. We don't want our countries to make decisions that are not in favor of us. We want to make our own decisions as a country. As a country, we want to plant maize. A Western from somewhere there, post-colonial leader coming and telling us you cannot plant maize, you have to plant beans. You are making decision for us, and that's what we don't want. And that's why everyone is in love with Ibrahim Traore. Everyone is in love with the Mali president. Everyone is in love with the Niger president, because they stand up strong on their feet and say no to Western interference. If we are making choices for our country, we make our own choices as the people of Namibia, as the people of Burkina Faso, as the people of Mali. This is not your country. You can't make a choice here. Now, let's move forward. Netumbo is making or shocking the waves, and her name is going so bad because of this, moving away from the Western allies. Namibia has historically been a neutral, balancing relationship between the West and East, but Nandi Ndaitwah is shifting towards Russia and other anti-Western African regimes. Nandi is following the steps of Ibrahim Traore. Nandi is following the steps of Pan-Africanist. Now, you may ask yourself, why are these leaders shifting from Western countries to Russia or to BRICS? It's because BRICS countries does not have the history of mistreating Africans. The countries in BRICS, named Russia, India, South Africa, Brazil, they don't have the history of mistreating or colonizing Africa. They don't have the history of stealing Africans' property. And that's why a lot of countries who want change, they are shifting their mind and rethinking the same way, or they are shifting their mind from Western countries and joining hands with a country like Russia, Brazil, South Africa, India, and we call it BRICS. This president is shocking the world because she has Pan-African solidarity. She has it in her. Her support for governments like Burkina Faso under Captain Traore shows commitment to African self-determination, because we all know Ibrahim Traore is a Pan-African by blood. We all know Ibrahim Traore wants the unity of black people. And on the speech we have heard to Netumbo wants, or Ndaitwah wants, the unity of African countries, the unity of black people, the unity of each and everyone who is for change, because they only believe, or she believes, that with the unity we can go far. So she is of Pan-Africa, and that's why as Western countries they have lost another member. As Pan-Africans and Africans, we have a win of another member. I'm praying for her that she stand with her stance and we move forward as a and African countries. Now, another thing she has done that is a shocker to the world. I know you have come across this of her asking for reparations from the country that colonized her. I know you have come across her asking the country that colonized Namibia, I think with this Germany, for reparations. The genocide they caused in the country of Namibia, it was too much. And she is asking for reparation of those who lost the life, of the properties they, like a leader who stands and asks for reparation. A president, not just a leader, maybe opposition or, a president of a country facing you as the colonizer and telling you we need our reparation for what you did, for the people you killed, for the genocide we don't get it anytime, any day. It's something that comes by God. Something that comes by God. She is indeed a leader that we are all want to see in these African countries. Now, this president, Ndaitwah, she is fighting for the reform of the country. We call it domestic reforms. And she reduced the size of the government to cut costs, something that rarely done by African politics or African politicians, where leaders often reward allies who or with bloated ministries. Now she's reducing. In one of the speech, she has merged the Minister of Education and the Minister of Sports to reduce that because it's like one thing. So Minister of Education and the Minister of Sports, I think they are now merged as in a one ministry. She has a bold choice, and this means a lot to the Western countries. Means what? This means a lot because the West is now on alert. Moves like this challenge the idea that African nations are junior partners. The visa revocation and alignment with non-Western powers shift global diplomatic dynamics. This is an alert to a number of countries because they are shocked. She joins a growing list of African presidents asserting independence from Burkina Faso, Mali to Congo. It's a trend towards decolonizing Africa. It's a trend towards having one Africa. It's a trend towards having unity. It's a trend towards having a country that it's free, And when you talk about that, we talk about African being free from the colonizer, or Africa being free from the neo-colonization. When you talk about her, when you talk about Ibrahim Traore, we only think about decolonization. We only think about freedom, freeing ourselves from these chains that we are in today. We all talk about the change, and that's what Ndaitwah is in for. She is in for change. Now, tell me what you say on the comment section, because this is one leader of her hell and she's doing great job, and I love what she's doing, and I'm hoping that her plus Ibrahim Traore and the Goita and everyone Tichiani, they will join hands and they will make a very, very, very good bond together so that they can defeat, or we can defeat, the enemy. The enemy number one is poverty. The enemy number two, you know that. Tell me what you think on the comment section. Until next episode, peace out.